to the Creative Insomniac.
In this podcast, I will discuss the sacrifices and the struggles of being a creative professional. I will motivate you to get your ass up and put your foot down. Stop procrastinating and do what you have to do to make sure your dreams become a reality. Because there is a creative professional in all of us. We all have something that we strive for, something that keeps us awake at night. They say the creative is the child that survived. Well, I came to play. I am your host, Selena LeBron, and I am the Creative Insomniac. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Creative Insomniac. I am your host, Selena LeBron, and today's episode is going to be about how lack of sleep can affect your relationships, either romantic or professional, and family. How can quality of sleep change how you interact within those relationships? Now, during times of wakefulness where your body is battling the urge within itself to shut down for a few hours and you find yourself wide awake and unable to sleep, your brain's ability to do anything gets broken down to simple things like eating or using the bathroom and just pushing through the day. If you try to have a conversation with your significant other or a family member or a client, you may find yourself barely listening to them, or you may find yourself severely irritated by the sound of their voice or how slow they're telling a story, and you just want them to hurry the hell up and get to the point already. This could easily cause you to snap at them. Your brain's ability to remember and retain information during this time goes out the window because your body is struggling. So this probably isn't the best time to have any serious conversations with them because you're most likely either going to appear as though you don't care what they're saying, or you're going to snap at them and cause an even bigger conflict. Save serious conversations for a day when you're more rested. Sleeping better makes us less likely to partake in rash behavior. Being in a healthy relationship consists of making better decisions, being patient, and having a greater ability to listen and concentrate on what our loved ones are expressing to us. This disconnect between you and your partner's sleep patterns can lead to more conflict and a less satisfying relationship. When you're deprived of sleep, you are more likely to overreact or not notice someone else's emotions. Your ability to read the room will be completely shut down. That part of your brain that ties emotions to memories can start to malfunction if you haven't gotten enough sleep. So if you've been up all night and your boss or client or your bae comes to you and says, "We need to talk," or "Hey, I want to tell you something that happened today," or simply, "Hey, how are you doing? Let's talk. What's up? Let's watch a Netflix show or something." Do not, I repeat, do not have that conversation. Do not watch that show. Reschedule that meeting. Go get some sleep because your brain is not functioning properly. And you are 3 times likely to say and or do something that you will regret. Now, I know it's a little difficult to get out of those conversations with your boss or a client, but again, just try to reschedule the meeting if you can. Now, on the flip side of this, speaking in terms of romantic or family relationships, this works both ways. If you see that your family member or your significant other has not had a good night's sleep and you have something that you are burning to discuss or simply want to just talk about your day, wait for them to get some sleep. Otherwise, you may get your feelings hurt. And studies have shown that cell phone usage before bedtime can also affect your sleep cycle. Your extremely overpriced cell phone and its fancy screen gives off something called blue light. That, coupled with the chronic motion of scrolling through our social media feeds and having that instant gratification of information and entertainment, has also been linked to chronic sleep disorders, which is why major cell phone companies have implemented settings within your phone to combat this. Apple has implemented a screen time section within its settings that will track your weekly screen time consumption. They have also implemented a true tone display setting that will turn off the harsh blue light. You see, that's the beautiful thing about podcasts. All you have to do is press play, sit back, and listen. No need to stare at the screen or scroll continuously. So if you've noticed that you've been having some sleep issues for a few days, maybe go into your settings and check your screen usage. So to summarize the 3 ways that lack of sleep can impact your relationships. 1, your feelings or emotions are thrown out of whack. Lack of sleep can cause you to overreact to minor things because your ability to look at things rationally are hindered. This can cause conflict within your professional and intimate relationships. This can cause you to look overly emotional and impulsive. Oh my God, why is she having such a bad day? Why is she so emotional? It's because your ability to make proper decisions goes out of the window because your body and your brain is trying to hurry things up and get through the day. 2, lack of sleep can make you actually sick. Now, lack of sleep can make you physically sick and tired, and this can also put a strain on both your romantic and professional relationships. According to the CDC, insomnia can put you at risk for all sorts of health issues like obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and depression. Other issues can stem from insomnia, like putting you at risk for the common cold. Sleep is essential to your body. Your body goes to sleep as a way to help recoup from the day. This downtime gives your immune system time to do its thing. Having insufficient sleep leaves your body open and unable to protect itself from viruses and bacteria. Number 3, different sleep schedules can also cause relationship problems. Being in a healthy relationship requires compromise and understanding. If you and your partner work odd hours and have different sleep schedules, you're going to have to understand where the other is coming from. You're going to have to come up with a compromise. You're going to need to carve out time for the 2 of you. You need to come up with a schedule that works best for both you and your partner so that you're able to focus on one another and the relationship itself. Otherwise, the relationship is going to dissolve over time. For example, if you work 9 to 5 and your significant other works overnight, when you're waking up and heading out the door for work, your partner is coming back from working a long shift overnight. They're going to be exhausted. Now, while you have just woken up and you're ready to take on the day, your partner might not be so chipper or eager to talk as soon as they get in. This is why having a compromise or an understanding can keep you from conflict. Having respect for your partner's need for sufficient sleep will help the growth of the relationship. Communication is key, people. Communication is key. Now, studies suggest that a 30-minute conversation with your partner that is well rested and alert is likely more important to maintain a healthy relationship than to ask your partner to stay up a little longer so that the 2 of you can watch something. So let your partner sleep. Okay, everyone, welcome back. So now in this segment, we're going to talk about what can you do to help your partner who suffers from insomnia. So, well, let's start off with this. Did you know that sometimes the feeling of inadequacy can affect your sleep pattern? Problems within a relationship can sometimes cause irregular sleep or insufficient sleep. Intimacy problems can sometimes stem from a lack of communication. There goes that word again, communication. And therefore, this can present itself as insomnia. Sometimes feeling insecure within your relationship and even within your professional standing can have a psychological consequence. And those problems can impact your sleep and your mental health. This doesn't just apply to creative professionals. This is all across the board. If you are currently having issues getting a good night's sleep, look at your professional life. Look at the state of your relationship. Are you happy with your current job? Are you satisfied with your partner? Are you satisfied with your position? Do you feel appreciated by your partner? Do you feel appreciated at work? Is your work and time valued at the company? Does your partner value your time and effort? If that answer is a resounding no, then that could be the cause of your sleepless nights. Again, feelings of inadequacy and or lack of appreciation at work or within your personal relationships can weigh heavily on the mind, and the stress can present itself as irritability, overreaction, anxiety, and irregular sleep. Mental health is extremely important, especially in personal relationships. Understanding that your partner might have something that's bothering them to the point that they're losing sleep is a huge red flag and calls for an open dialogue and constant communication. There goes that word again. Constant communication, people. Speaking to your partner and having that dialogue can help not just your partner, but it can also help you understand more about yourself and more about what you're feeling in the relationship as well. This works in professional relationships as well. Open communication with those you work with and work for, because a closed mouth won't be heard. You have to speak up for yourself because no one else is going to do it for you. If you are unhappy about something at work, please speak out. If you feel that you aren't being treated fairly or properly, speak up. Now, I know some people will say, well, some might consider that as being problematic or a snitch. My response to that would be this. Depending on how the situation is affecting you personally, I feel that what's really problematic is that we have this culture within the professional realm that speaking up for yourself and speaking up for your mental well-being is somehow considered snitching or problematic. That entire mindset is problematic, and it's the reason why so many people are currently miserable in their professional lives. If you are working somewhere and you have co-workers or even a boss that's making it extremely hard for you to do your job effectively, you need to speak up, speak out, and stand up for your mental health. Don't continue to sit there and drown in a hostile work environment, especially if it gets to the point where now you are losing sleep and your mental health is at stake. So I hope you guys learned a lot in this episode. I actually learned quite a bit. That I'm going to implement in my own relationships. As you know, I suffer from insomnia, which I would think would be pretty obvious since I am the creative insomniac. If that hasn't been clear thus far, I really don't know what to tell you. But yeah, I learned a lot doing the research for this episode, and a lot of the tips I will definitely be implementing into my own interactions with, my family and my significant other, as well as my professional relationships, because I suffer from insomnia. So when I don't get enough sleep, I notice that I'm more irritable. I notice that I am not able to keep up with my kids as much, and I have 3. I also have a newborn right now. So I really am not getting any sleep at the moment. So reading all of this and doing the research and then just sitting here and talking about it with you guys, it really helped me to kind of just take a step back and consider how I interact with everyone on a day-to-day basis, especially in times when I haven't had enough sleep. Maybe there's something that I'm not fully understanding within my own life that has been causing me to not get adequate sleep. And it could be something creative, something that I've been dying to do, but I haven't done it. It's just weighing on the back of my subconscious, a business that I want to start. Like I said, this whole podcasting thing is a new creative endeavor for me. And I've been thinking about doing this for the last 4 years. I started buying equipment in like 2016, and I was pregnant with my son at the time, and I was like, I really want to get into podcasting because it's just something different for me. It's something new, and I would like to try and see how it goes. But at the time, I honestly just wanted to do the back end. I wanted to do the editing. I wanted to do the design. I didn't want to actually sit here and talk. And it wasn't until we started this whole quarantine and we were, just stuck in the house, and unable to go anywhere, that I was like, you know what? I think I need to just finally get off my butt and just get my ass up and just do it. Just put myself out there, start a podcast, see how it goes. And I am so glad that I did it. So my advice to you is that if you are currently going through something right now where you just haven't been able to get enough sleep, maybe it's, it's something that's going on in your professional life, take a real good look at what's happening in that sector of your life. Take a good look at your relationships. Maybe there's someone that you need to fix things with, or someone that you need to cut ties with, because let me tell you something, negative people in your life, they will suck the life out of you and it will keep you up at night. There are people that will steal ideas from you, that will just take all the creativity and all the happiness and joy and light and just everything, and they will just absorb all of it and just leave you sitting there awake at night like, what did I do? How did this person get into my life? Cut those people off. If you have someone in your life like that, please cut them off. Or if you can't cut them off, just adjust the way you interact with them. Adjust accordingly. That's my new phrase. I'm going to put it on a shirt. When I come into contact with things that I cannot change, or just people I have to continuously interact with, I learn from my mistakes and I adjust accordingly. So if there's any major takeaway from this episode, let it be that whatever you can't do in your life, find ways to adjust accordingly. All right, everybody. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, if you would like to shoot me an email, you can. My email is thecreativeinsomniacbrand@gmail.com. Again, that email address is thecreativeinsomniacbrand@gmail.com. No spaces, no periods, no dashes, nothing. You guys can also shoot me a voice message and I will play it in my next episode. You can shoot me a voice message through Anchor. You don't need to have an account. You don't need to sign up for anything. That is the awesome part about having Anchor. yeah, also if you want to send me a voice message to my email, you can do that as well, and I will, put you in my next episode. If you have any questions or ideas or any comments or things like that, I will put it in the next episode. Also, you can tell me what you guys want to hear. Keep a lookout for my social medias. They will be launching soon. I will keep you guys up to date with that. If you're on Anchor or Spotify or Overcast or Apple Podcast or wherever you get your podcast, hit like, hit subscribe. And thank you again. I appreciate the love and the support. I am your host, Selena LeBron, and this is the Creative Insomniac.